Hello everyone, I'm meteorologist Mike Joyce with WMFD-TV, and I have Christie Lightfritz and Brian Shell with me today. They were both down in Oklahoma with me a couple weeks ago when we encountered the Moore tornado, as well as a few other tornadoes as well, and I wanted to sit down with them and basically discuss our experience in Oklahoma. When we got there and we ended up doing our first day out in Kansas, what was that like, even though we didn't see a tornado?
I mean, it was exciting. I thought it was exciting, but I started getting really discouraged really quick. I'm like, I just spent money to come out here. I'm not even going to see a tornado. Like, nothing's going to happen.
The next day is when we encountered our first tornadoes, and it got overshadowed by the Moore tornado next day. So what happened on that second day?
We saw the beginnings of the Edmund tornado north of Oklahoma City, which I know for a lot of people was their first tornado.
And then later that day, we encountered one in Shawnee, Oklahoma.
Yes.
We were distant, but it was still, seeing that massive cloud jumping across the sky was certainly something I'll never forget.
Yes, that was an extremely powerful tornado, much more powerful than the Edmund one, and much bigger in overall size too. I think I saw it end up being over a mile wide.
Yes.
Drove through some of the damage afterwards. I don't know if you guys drew some as well. Yeah, so did we, and it was bad, but it was kind of cool to see, you know, the beginning, the middle, and then, you know, the end.
For sure. Now, when we woke up the next day, getting ready to prepare for what would eventually be intercepting the Moore tornado, can one of you guys describe the feeling we had that morning?
Every minute that we got closer to it, it became more and more apparent that that area was just explosively primed for a strong tornado to develop there. The closer and closer we got to it, the more it became apparent that it was going to be very near, if not in, you know, the greater Oklahoma City area.
When we left the house, we were staying in Norman, Oklahoma. It didn't take that long to get to where we were, which we ended up finding an empty field, which was very fortunate considering the fact that we were in an urban area. We found a perfect field. Would any of you guys want to talk about our experience in the field?
No picture, you know, ever that we've seen in class or diagram or whatever they show could ever prepare you, you know, for what we actually saw that day.
A lot of people have asked me, it's like, well, did you go see the damage? You know, what was that like? We had specific reasons why we didn't do that. In your guys' words, why didn't we do that?
It would have been definitely another learning experience and interesting to see, you know, the destruction, but at the same time, you know, they needed first responders, you know, emergency personnel to get in there. They need to do their jobs, you know.
All right, well, is there any last minute things you guys want to add?
One thing I would like to add, if you ever are in a situation where there's a tornado warning storm heading your way, please do not get in your car and try to outrun it. I just want to make that extremely clear. A car is about the worst place you can be during a tornado, as was very apparent this past weekend. Just stay in your house. You're far better off. Never try to outrun it.
All right. Well, I think that covers everything I wanted to mention. I'd like to thank you guys for driving out here to recount our experience. And I mean, I hope we get an opportunity to do something like this again, but of course in a safe manner.
Thanks for having us.